my name is Sophia. I'm 24 years old, and I've always been the responsible one. My sister, Emma, is 21, and she's been the golden child since birth. I'm not exaggerating. When I was 16, working part-time to save for college, Emma was getting a car for her birthday when I graduated high school and got a full scholarship. My parents threw a party for Emma's junior prom. When I bought my first apartment, my parents asked if Emma could move in with me rent-free because she needed space to find herself. I said no, and my mom cried, saying I was selfish. So I learned early that in our family, Emma was the star and I was the stagehand. I accepted it. I worked hard, built a career as a software engineer, and by 24, I was making $90,000 a year. I had savings, investments, a good life, and I didn't need my parents' approval anymore, but I still wanted it. I still showed up for holidays, still tried to be part of the family, still hoped that one day they'd see me the way they saw Emma. Christmas was always hard growing up. The gifts were never equal. Emma would get piles of presents. I'd get a few practical things: socks, books, gift cards. My parents would say, "We're teaching you the value of money, Sophia. Emma needs to learn slowly," but she never learned. She just learned to expect everything handed to her. This year I decided I wanted to do something special. I wanted to make Christmas perfect for everyone. So starting in October, I started shopping. I bought my dad a new TV. He'd been wanting $800. I bought my mom a designer purse. She'd mentioned once $600. I bought Emma a new iPad because hers was old, $700. I bought gifts for extended family, decorations for the house, groceries for Christmas, dinner. I even booked a photographer to take family photos, $200. I spent over $4,000 of my own money making Christmas happen, and I didn't tell anyone. I wanted it to be a surprise. But then, 2 weeks before Christmas, my parents called. "Sophia, we need a favor. Our credit card got declined. Can we borrow yours just for a few emergency purchases? We'll pay you back." I should have said no. I should have remembered every other time they'd borrowed money and never paid it back, but I wanted to help. I wanted to be the good daughter, so I gave them my card number and said, "Just for emergencies, okay?" They promised they would. 3 days later, I got an alert, $1,200 charged at Best Buy. I called my mom. "What did you buy?" she said. "Oh, we got Emma a new laptop for school. She needs it." I felt my stomach drop. "That's not an emergency, Mom. That's a luxury gift." She laughed. "Sophia, don't be dramatic. We'll pay you back." I hung up and checked my account. Over the next week, 8 more charges totaling over $11,000. I tried to call my parents. They didn't answer. I texted them asking what was going on. My dad replied, "We're handling Christmas. Don't worry about it. You'll get paid back." I realized they were using my card to fund Emma's Christmas, and there was nothing I could do. The charges were already processed. I couldn't dispute them without accusing my parents of theft. So I waited. I watched the charges pile up, and I saved every receipt, every email confirmation, every text message, and I made a plan. Christmas morning came. I showed up at my parents' house with my own small bag of gifts, the ones I'd personally wrapped months ago. My parents greeted me with hugs, said, "Merry Christmas, sweetie. We're so glad you're here." Emma was already on the couch in her pajamas, surrounded by gifts. "We haven't opened anything yet. Mom said we were waiting for you. Let's start." I sat down and watched as Emma tore through present after present: laptop, iPad, designer clothes, jewelry, perfume, shoes, a camera, a watch, a handbag, each gift more expensive than the last. She squealed. She cried. She hugged my parents over and over. "This is the best Christmas ever," she said. "I love you guys so much." My parents beamed. "We wanted to make it special for you, sweetheart. You deserve it." I sat quietly, holding my coffee, waiting. Then my mom handed me an envelope. "Here, Sophia." I opened it. $20 Target gift card. I stared at it. Emma had just opened $12,000 worth of gifts, and I got $20. I looked up. "Is this it?" My mom sighed. "Sophia, you're an adult. You don't need gifts like Emma does. She's still figuring out her life. You're established. You have a job. You're fine." I said. "I spent $4,000 on gifts for this family. I bought Dad's TV, Mom's purse, Emma's iPad, the groceries, the photographer, everything." My mom waved her hand. "And we appreciate that, sweetie. But you can afford it. Emma can't. We needed to focus on her this year." I felt something crack inside me. "You're right," I said. "I can afford it, which is why you used my credit card to buy all of This, I pulled out my phone and showed them my bank account. $12,347 charged in the last 2 weeks. The room went silent. My dad's face went pale. My mom's smile disappeared. Emma looked confused. "What are you talking about?" I said. "Every single gift Emma just opened, I paid for it. You used my card without asking. You spent $12,000 of my money on her Christmas, and you gave me a $20 gift card." My mom stammered. "We were going to pay you back, Sophia. Don't make this dramatic." When I asked how soon, she looked away. "We're a little tight right now." But eventually I stood up. "Eventually," I repeated. "You've been borrowing money from me for 3 years, and you've never paid back a single dollar. You owe me over $30,000 at this point, and now you've spent $12,000 more on Christmas gifts for Emma while giving me $20. My dad said, "Sophia, calm down. It's Christmas. Let's not fight." "I'm not fighting," I said. "I'm leaving, and I'm returning every single gift I bought with my money." Emma's face went white. "You can't do that. These are mine." "No," I said. "They're mine. I paid for them. I have the receipts. And unless you want to reimburse me right now $12,000, I'm taking them back." My mom stood up. "You're being a selfish brat, Sophia. This is your sister's Christmas. You're going to ruin it." "I already ruined it, Mom. You did. When you stole from me." I walked out, went to my car, and drove to every store I'd shopped at: Best Buy, Nordstrom, Apple, Sephora, Target, Macy's, every single one. I brought my receipts, my ID, and my credit card statement, and I returned everything: the laptop, the iPad, the designer bags, the jewelry, the clothes, the camera. $12,347 back on my card in cash and store credit. I took photos of every receipt, every transaction, and I texted them to my parents with a message: "Merry Christmas, here's your money back. Maybe next year you'll remember that I'm your daughter, too." My phone exploded within minutes. My mom called, screaming, "How could you do this? You ruined Emma's Christmas. She's crying. You're a horrible, selfish person." My dad texted, "You're acting like a child over money. Money you owe me." I replied, "You've owed me $30,000 for years, but the second I take back what's mine, I'm the villain." "Got it," Emma texted. "I hate you. You're the worst sister ever." I didn't respond. I blocked all of them, drove home, and spent Christmas afternoon alone in my apartment, eating takeout and watching movies. And for the first time in years, I felt light. I felt free. I felt like I'd finally stopped letting them use me. The next day, my aunt called my mom's sister. "Sophia, what happened?" "Your mom is telling everyone you stole Emma's Christmas gifts." I told her everything, showed her the bank statements, the tax, the receipts. My aunt went quiet, then said, "I had no idea they were doing this to you." "I'm so sorry," I said. "It's been happening for years. I just finally stopped letting it." She sighed. "Your mom called me asking for money to replace the gifts." I told her no, if she wants to give Emma a good Christmas, she can pay for it herself. "Thank you," I said. She paused. "You know, your grandma left you money in her will right when she died 5 years ago." I felt my stomach drop. What my aunt said, $50,000 it was supposed to go to you when you turned 21. Your mom was the executor. She was supposed to give it to you. "Haven't seen a penny of that money," I whispered. My aunt's voice was sad. "I didn't think so. I'm going to look into it, Sophia. Your mom might have taken that too." I hung up and sat on my couch staring at the wall. $50,000, my inheritance money. My grandmother left me, and my mom took it. She'd been stealing from me for years, and I'd never known. I called a lawyer. His name was David Chen, and when I laid out everything, the credit card theft, the unpaid loans, the missing inheritance, he leaned back and said, "Sophia, this is financial abuse and fraud. Your mother committed theft, identity fraud. If she used your card without permission, and if she took your inheritance, that's embezzlement. We can file a police report and a civil suit." I hesitated. "She's my family." He said, "I understand, but she's also a thief. You have to decide if you want to hold her accountable or let her keep taking from you." I thought about Emma opening $12,000 of gifts I paid for. I thought about my mom handing me a $20 gift card. I thought about $50,000 stolen from my grandmother's love for me. File everything. I said I want it all on record. I want her to face consequences. David filed a police report for credit card fraud and theft. We also filed a civil suit demanding repayment of the $30,000 in loans, the $12,000 in Christmas charges, and the $50,000 $1,000 inheritance plus interest, and legal fees. Within a week, my parents were served. My mom called hysterical, "Sophia, you're suing us. You're calling the police on your own. Mother, how could you? How could you?" I said, "You stole from me for years. You used my credit card without permission. You took my inheritance. You treated me like an ATM. And when I finally said no, you called me selfish. So yes, Mom, I'm suing you, and I'm not stopping until I get every dollar back," she sobbed. "You're going to destroy this family. I already destroyed it. You did when you chose Emma over me every single day of my life." I hung up and blocked her number again. The case moved forward. My lawyer subpoenaed bank records showing my parents had withdrawn my $50,000 inheritance the same month it was supposed to be transferred to me. My mom had forged my signature and taken the money. They'd spent it on a new car for Emma, a vacation to Europe, and home renovations. The credit card charges were documented. I'd lent them my card, but the agreement was emergencies, only spending $12,000 on Christmas. Gifts didn't qualify. The unpaid loans, I had texts and emails where they promised to pay me back and never did. The evidence was overwhelming. My parents tried to settle. They offered to pay back $10,000 total. Refused. "I want all of it." I told David every dollar they stole plus interest. He negotiated. They countered. We went back and forth. Finally, 3 months after Christmas, they agreed to a settlement. $60,000 total paid over 2 years. If they missed a single payment, I could pursue criminal charges. And they had to sign a promissory note admitting they'd taken my money without permission. It wasn't everything, but it was accountability. The day they signed, my mom texted me, "I hope you're happy. You've destroyed your family. You've ruined your sister's life, and you've made us lose everything." I replied, "You destroyed this family. When you taught Emma she was worth $12,000 and I was worth 20, you ruined her life by never teaching her consequences. And you lost everything because you stole from your own daughter. I don't feel guilty. I feel free." She didn't respond. Emma tried to reach out months later. She sent a long message saying she didn't know they'd used my money, that she felt terrible, that she wanted to make things right. I wrote back, "Emma, you're 21 years old. You watched me get a $20 gift card while you opened 30 presents worth thousands of dollars, and you didn't question it. You didn't say this isn't fair. You didn't offer to share. You just took and took, because that's what you've always done. I don't hate you, but I don't trust you either. If you want to make things right, pay me back your share of what they stole. Otherwise, leave me alone." She never responded. My dad tried too. He called from a new number and said, "Sophia, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how bad it had gotten. Your mom handled the finances. I just went along. Please, can we fix this?" I said, "Dad, you stood there and filmed Emma opening gifts I paid for while I sat with a $20 card. You told me I was independent, that I didn't need anything. You chose her over me every time. So no, we can't fix this. You can pay me back, and maybe in a few years we can talk, but until then I'm done." He cried, said he loved me, said he'd do better. I said, "If you loved me, you would have done better years ago." And I hung up. I didn't block him, but I didn't call back either. I let him sit with what he'd done the same way I'd sat with it for years. That next Christmas I spent alone. I decorated my apartment with a small tree. I bought myself gifts, wrapped them, and opened them on Christmas morning. I cooked a nice dinner, watched movies, and didn't check my phone once. It was the best Christmas I'd had in years. No guilt, no inequality, no watching someone else get everything while I got scraps. Just me, my peace, and the knowledge that I'd finally chosen myself. My parents sent a card. It said, "We miss you. We're sorry. We hope one day you'll forgive us." Inside was a check for $500, the first payment on their $60,000 debt. I cashed it. I didn't respond, but I kept the card because it was proof that they were finally paying literally for what they'd done. I don't know if we'll ever have a relationship again. I don't know if I want one. Emma posts on social media sometimes about how hard her life is, how she had to get a job, how her parents can't help her financially anymore. She never mentions why. I don't comment. I just watch from a distance and feel nothing. Not anger, not satisfaction, just nothing. She's a stranger now, and that's okay. My aunt checks in on me. Sometimes she apologized for not seeing what was happening sooner. I told her it wasn't her job to fix my family. She said maybe not, but I should have looked closer. "I'm glad you're free now, Sophia. You're Grandma would be proud. I think she would be too, because my grandma taught me that love isn't just words, it's actions, and my parents' actions showed me I was worth $20 while Emma was worth 12,000. And when I finally said, "That's not love, that's used," they called me selfish, but I wasn't selfish, I was self-preserving. So tell me, if your family spent $12,000 of your money on your siblings' Christmas and handed you a $20 gift card, would you smile and say, "Thank you," or would you do what I did, walk out, return every single gift, and make them face the fact that you're not their ATM, you're their daughter, and you deserve better? Because I chose better. And when my mom called me selfish for taking back what was mine, I realized something important. Selfish is protecting yourself from people who only love you when you're useful. And if that makes me selfish, then I'll be selfish for the rest of my life, because I finally learned that I'm worth more than $20. I'm worth my peace, my boundaries, and my freedom, and no one, not my parents, not my sister, not anyone gets to take that from me ever again. Merry Christmas. To me, I got the best gift of all. I got myself back.